Sanjeev, you please go ahead and do your presentation, and then we seek, ask for any questions that people have, and then some valuable mentoring comments from both Mr. Rath and Mr. Mittal. Yeah, over to Sanjeev.
Thank you, Digvijay Setia, sir. It's an honor to be presenting to you and everybody today. I am so thankful to all of you to have joined the call. And um, I would like to say that journey with you has been great. You have been a source of inspiration for me all along. And I indeed respect that, your time and the panel's time that is there today that we have. And as we have developed, as you have seen my journey very closely, you actually know from where we started and where we have come. So I want to present the company Truedigital Startup and what it is and what it does. And a lot of people have asked me often, and it's the first time and the opportunity today that I'm presenting in front of you, and I just wish that I could have done this much earlier, but nevertheless, it's never late. I had the opportunity to do it today. So with that, Truedigital Startup is actually a marketplace where we connect startup with investors. So what is common between these companies? All these companies, if you look at it, they have been an aggregator, a connector of the supply and the demand. And True Digital exactly wants to play the same role. So look at Uber. They have basically connected most of the operators in the area and then allow that flexibility, ease of service and access so that you don't feel the trouble of or the pressure of catching a flight or something. You know that I have an app where I can go and I can just click on something and I can get a taxi. Similarly, Airbnb, you can get a hotel at any point in time. You can buy and sell any electronic item on eBay. True Digital is exactly going to do that. If you want to, sell your equity or get money for your operations or whatever needs that you have in your company, you want to dilute it. The True Digital idea is to create an exchange where people can come collaborate, trade also in equities. It's like a exchange of tomorrow for equities. So that's the whole idea and the concept behind it. And I'll tell you how we have come here and from where we started with this. So if you look at what are the factors that have affected it, I mean, if you look at the government support, I'm like today government has done a lot. There are funds by the government. There is huge clamp on bad businesses. That's India has been rampant with that problem, right? Unless that would have stopped, we wouldn't have been where we are today. What has happened because of this is that a lot of initiatives by the government where they have gone digital, there's a lot of transactions, transparency, and the funds inflow has increased over the period of time. Look at some data, there's 9x increase in number of investors, 7x increase in the total number of funding that has happened to the startups, and 7x increase in the number of incubator. This data is between 2015 to 2021 from investindia.gov.in. Similarly, if you look at how the unicorns, which is like $1 billion market cap companies, 2019 we had 9, 2020 we had 10, and 2021 we had 44. A staggering increase, 10 to 44, and now we are talking 88 till date, and we are still counting today. If you look at the Web3 startups are the next hotspot for venture capitalists. Venture capitalists India is actually grabbing the eyeballs of all the people across the world. I think if you look at some of the research that I've done, America is at around 304 startups. China is at number 2 at around 135. India was 25. In the fourth position, actually, UK was 26. Today, India is in third position. And I think in the next 4 or 5 years, we would have taken over probably China, and maybe would be very close to where America is. So the next 10 years is going to be very, very interesting. What we are trying to solve today is that the companies that need money and the companies that have money, and they collaborate, can they exchange the funds among themselves and become a success story to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, where is the problem? The problem is triple A. One is the access. Startups actually don't know. When I started, I didn't know where to go. I sent my pitch deck to a lot of places. People won't respond back. I had a very difficult time. I don't know where am I going wrong. Nobody's saying anything to me. They're just not responding at all. And I was like surprised. Could you just talk to me and tell me that I'm worthless? I said, that's fine, but tell me at least. And those were the problems. And initially I felt rather depressed with this. And the complex fundraising procedures, people will drag you for 6 months and all that, even if you get an appointment or some kind of and they will talk all the things that is unnecessary you would feel, and you'll never get to a point where people are talking of exchanging money and all that. So that's the access problem we have. The other problem we have is availability. You don't have too many investors. Look at how this skewed the metrics is. If you go to startupindia.com, there are like 6 lakh startups. I mean, everybody is a startup these days, right? Because probably because of COVID and people losing something, wanting to do something, so on and so forth. And therefore, it would be sad if we couldn't provide ample number of resources who could come investors and therefore this whole 10-year or the Atmanirbhar Bharat or the $5 trillion economy cannot be sustained if we don't have enough investors. So there is an availability problem for anyone who starts up, right? So he doesn't know where to go. And the last problem is the assessment problem. Most startups are guided by expert opinion, which can be wrong because I've been working a lot on this, and the assessment could be wrong. It's not that the opinion is wrong, it's just that people don't reflect or they trust their memory a lot. But if you go back in time, you tend to forget a lot of things, and sometimes your assessment is decoupled. It is not necessarily same and sharp. How is it that if we could capture all this data in a portal and then we can look at it and develop some insights which helps the expert opinion as well, and maybe it helps twice or thrice 200 to 300 times more in making a good judgment about an early age startup. And remember, the riskiest part is an early stage startup if you were to fund it. So what we have developed as a nutshell is that we have a triple P model, which is PPP model. We actually, in the deep dive, poll everyone who participates, including the investors, our own panel and all that, and we do that anonymously, and therefore we generate a rating. We also have our own diamond index, a set of 40 questions by which we rate a startup in order to reduce the risk. And then there is a panel view, which is our panel. They hold a view. They're all experienced people, 40 years or retired people. They have a view around how the energy, the will, skill, and the market velocity, etc., of that particular startup was. And then we have the AI tool, which helps us predict various kind of scenarios when the startup could pivot. You can have a worst case scenario, you can have a great scenario, and you can have an average scenario as well. And I'm going to talk about them, and I'll show you the tool as well, which is work in progress. So this is how we found our purpose. The purpose is that Truedigital Startup is going to be the India's most popular marketplace for connecting startups and investors. And people will find stakes and funds, trade over them, and build successful relationships over a period of time. Why we want to do what we do? More than 90% of the startups fail. So next 10 years in India's story, will we succeed or not? As long as we keep our risks small, fund good startups with good energy, will, skill, and all the factors that I talked about, there is no way we would fail because we are still doing good. How can we do better than that? That's the whole question. Democratization of fund is an issue. You go and ask anybody who is an early stage guy, and he will swear that it's impossible to get directed to a right fund, and which is based on insights and all that. And we want to change all that. And also we know by research that less than 4%, and actually this number is even skewed in India, less than probably 2% or 3% of the startups ever become unicorn in our country. Can we predict them early? And I was reading about, not only unicorn is a big achievement, but I was talking about, so unicorn used to take 15 years, then they started taking 7.5 years from the startup conceiving the idea to becoming a unicorn. Now it's almost 2.5 years. And not only unicorn, a $1 trillion economy. I mean, this is a $1 billion company, right? $1 trillion companies, like it took 35 years for Apple to become a $1 trillion company. And now it has just taken Tesla 11 years. Of course, Tesla founder was also part of PayPal and all that, Elon Musk, in the beginning. So the journey goes back up to 1996. But then Tesla, the point when it was founded to the point today that it's a $1 trillion company in market cap has just come down to 11 years. Can you believe somebody created it? Somebody created a company which is $1 trillion in market value, bigger than anybody else. It can buy Sri Lanka, as they say, and just over a period of 11 years. So imagine what's the world of the possibilities that we are looking at. We have a lot of initiatives by our own Prime Minister, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, by virtue of which he gives support to the startup ecosystem. And similarly, the $5 trillion economy 2024, will we reach there or not? I think if we were to reach there, startups are going to play a very important role in this journey. So what's this all about, tdstartup.com? It's a place where founders, startups can find money in the right investor. And it's a place for the investors to make money in the right startup. And then, obviously over a period of time, because they got along so early in their lifetimes, they actually share this success and become serial entrepreneurs. So they will grow and scale together. How do you do that? You just go to the portal. There are subscriptions for startups, for uh, for investors, and everybody. And the moment you go there, what you're going to see is that a bunch of subscriptions for each of these people. So you go as a startup. The first thing you do is pitch. Pitching is free. You pitch to our panel, and pitching is as simple as just telling your idea. We are a democratic platform. We don't have any inhibitions in saying that we accept all entries. Everybody will get, because of the access issues, I was not getting feedback. When I started this company, my immediate action was to give 1 hour of me and my panel's time to every startup who comes to us. And that's free of cost, and we don't charge for that. The reason is that we just want to understand him firsthand as well. There's always a confusion when you go second hand and all that. And you fill the form, and then we give our views as well. What needs to be done. Not too much of a feedback and all that, just our view as to where you are on the value plane. If you are a college guy and all that, and you are really early in the stage, you don't know much, then you can join CDEX, which is where I teach for 3 months, and then we will put you on VentureX for funding, so that you learn the language of asking the fund, develop your company, and learn a little bit there. On all our products, we have 25% discount for all female founders as well as investors. Then you have the VentureX, which is this call. You come here and you ask the investors for money. We try to get the marketplace itself, resolves investors, gets you the best. What we are looking for in this program for everyone, including myself, is the passion, integrity, leadership, revenue growth, and profitability. If you have these 6 things, my feeling is that there will be a very rare chance where you won't get the money. VentureX Pro is when you don't get money here on VentureX, then you do Pro with us, where we will take you with certain modeling, pitch deck improvement, where we feel we would have seen in the beginning, with our Diamond Index and some suggestions. Diamond Index is actually a number, and we can tell with confidence to our investors that this guy is 5 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. A set of 40 questions, you take a mean of that. Simple thing, you appraise yourself, we appraise you, and that's how we go about it. And also we help you with our AI tool and all that, which I will show you in a moment. So now with that, a Syndicate X is for larger tickets. So VentureX Pro is like up to you can go up to 3 crores. So Syndicate X is like from 5 to 25 crores or 15 crores. And then Series X is when 75 crore upwards. Advisory is, we do advisory as well, where we take stake of 2.5%. And a lot of people have asked my network also to be given, but we still charge the fees there because we want to ensure that the ship is running always, and we are a healthy company. So from that standpoint, but people still want us because they say that, through us, and in fact, because of my experience of 25 years with multiple companies and all that, a lot of people have even come and asked me to, even interview their co-founders and all that. So Advisor X is one of the very moving things right now for me because it's very complex. And I've been in pre-sales for so long with IBM, Infosys, Wipro and all that, and I've done deals for 25 years. People just ask my help. A lot of this, as a matter of transparency, what we have done is whatever deals come to us, we just display them. We keep record of them. This is just very, very secretively in a folder. If somebody clicks on this and which is the finder's fee of 10,000 rupees, investor can pick the deck, but they will still not get the deck because I will still speak to the investor and get his details and speak to the founder. And when the founder is convinced that he's the right person for his deck, then only we'll see that. Unless and until like any angel, larger angel network in our country or big known house asks for it, again we will speak to the founder where we know and confirm that this is a genuine investor and he's buying bulk, let's say some areas he wants to buy, so on and so forth. You can just pick from here all the agri-tech deals, all the tech deals and all that, clean tech, drone tech, ed tech. You just sort it out, you can just go. There's 307 and still few more to put in. So this is the level of transparency we go to when we show our portfolios to them. A lot of people ask questions, how is your call, will I get investor or not? But the investors is about your positivity. You go and ask people, you present yourself and ask for it. I call every investor that I know of on the various platforms. Whether they come, they don't come, they have work. I mean, this is how we are in our country, so we cannot ask everybody's time. Many of the people refuse because my time also clashes with their deal flow, and therefore I send recording to them, and that's the reason they may contact you over a period of time. If they make a first contact with you, do tell us as well, because we will like to be in the loop. Do not bypass us, because at the later stage, if you are in trouble, we won't be able to do much if you have signed up something with them. All the call recordings are here. Whatever happens, it is all here. We started recording actually from 3rd of Feb, although we started in January. Somebody asked for it and then we did some upgrades and all that. Everything is available on YouTube. So you don't have to worry about the quality. You can just listen to this and you don't have to tell others whether you will get money or not. You can see that couple of people in this had couple of more leads coming in besides our own investors that we provide on the call. The reason was that they were really good, and if you want, I will tell that to you later. The pitch day event is actually displayed here. If you ever forget where to log in and all that, you just come here on the website, pitch day event, click, and you will be able to join. This call will happen every Thursday, every couple of Thursdays now. It might happen every Thursday, and it will be there 7 o'clock. So whenever you feel that today is Thursday, 7 o'clock, and just log into this bridge will also remain same. You can just log in, and if you want to just listen to some of the findings, you can, some of the startups, you certainly do that. Coffee X is when I interview the lot of people who have participated with us, raised fund with us, areas of improvement, etc. I always keep myself on the toes so that we keep improving. There are resources like True Pitch and all that. You must read it because it tells us how the pitch deck is made and all that, although all your pitch decks have been good. And then the contact, where you can contact our operations head, or you can write notes to us and you can know where we are and all that, right? So this is what this company is all about. So that's how you find money, you make money, share the success. So what is Startup X? Startup X is actually a very complex network of people, processes, alliances, and in a nutshell, when you look at this, you get an idea of what it is. So almost we are connected with everybody through some way or the another, and wherever if there is a startup and we feel that it has got the moat, it has got that all its bases covered and all that, we do not hesitate to take it to as many people as we can. And certainly, if the energy and the synchronization and the positivity is there, there is no way you would not get funding, because I've already done 2-3 of them, so I know that it happens. Listing on our Startup X is free for a startup. Subscription charges, which will include the SaaS services tomorrow, will be $19.99 for a year. The startup membership fee will vary from 100 to 1,000 depending upon what are the choices of services that is chosen, and therefore there could be AI services, there could be a person also that somebody may want to be always with them, and we will provide them, because in the beginning there is a lot of chaos and all that. You don't want to rub anyone or go on the wrong side of anyone, and you need little guidance, because I can tell you from my experience, when I went with a lot of people, they actually started calling me again and again, sir, there is another meeting with this person in IIT Madras or in this investor or this person and all that, and we want you to be with us. And it was difficult for me to give time to everyone. The reason was that moment I went in, there was little sanitization in the discussion. Earlier they were not taking them seriously. So I don't know whether they enhance their brand or I reduce my brand, but I am always available as long as I have time. And therefore, those are the things. If we will have tomorrow scouts who will come with you and guide you. So as and when we grow and we build this overall infrastructure, we want to make sure that we want to have a call center kind of scenario that some answering machine is answering. You will have real person talking to you and helping you. Investors introduction fees again vary from $200 to $1,000. Depending upon which decks they want and what is it that they want from them. The success fee is 3% for the startups and 3% from the investors. We intend to charge a success fee from the investors because this is a marketplace. And the product and insights are all sold separately. We have sized the market, validated also against competition. Today on our own portal, we have $35 million of ask. Even if we convert 10% of this, and let's say we make 6% out of it, we will be pretty much like $1.4 million in revenue. But that's not happening. So why it's not happening? I mean, so we are doing some work on that. We are already talking with top investors. They are talking to us. They keep sending me mails, send your guys here and all that. And the best part is when this call happens, they don't join. So I don't know. So you guys take a call. What's going on here? As I told you, United States is at number 1, China and the size of the bubbles. This is up to 2021 April last year, not updated till now. If you look at the market and total India market itself is going to be $1 trillion in 2026. And at least we want to garner $10 billion of this share by 2026. I believe that so many startups will be there in our kitty because this is just around 10 months of operation to 35. And I'm still not done a good job on a lot of areas that I felt, marketing and all that, that we are here. And therefore, I think if we do a very good job, expand the organization, try to garner more support, do a lot of chest beating, which we haven't been doing, as I said, then I'm pretty sure that we will be there where we want to be. To me, I'm a data guy. I lived all along in, as I said, IBM, Infosys, Wipro. And I've done a lot of work. I've seen Watson, I've seen Holmes, and I know that you can predict anything if you get your data right, if you get the sequence of events right, and if you're able to triage certain areas, you can get it right. And I want to show you what's in store for us, what we want to do. So this is what the tool will be tomorrow, the AI tool that I'm building. It will have basically 4 areas. You will get, this data is for 4 months, like 5 months, so it's not up to date. So today there would be like 1,500 startups and around $30 billion of funding that would have happened. But this, because it is not latest, it is the data of last year till the 5th month. But what you can do is that, let's say you are in a different sector and as you are an investor and you want to know what's going on in the agri-tech sector, you just click here, it will take you to agri-tech. And it will tell you who are the big players, D-Hart, Cropin, Bakewell, and it will tell you even the small players, which is a good buy, in the beginning. If you want to look at some other sector of interest, you can just go here and click. So many sectors are there. This is nothing but the data which was there, when I showed you Startup X, and that's the data. I mean, that's the way it is classified. So in FinTech, you have 86, obviously the most happening area. So you have Zeta, Creds, Razorpay, Credit B, Off Business, BharatPay. That's not all. You can go to the sector and see the pie chart of this. So you go back again and you select and you see who is the major player in this business. You'll know that health tech, ed tech, e-com tech, fintech, and the relative share of other small players as well. Imagine till date what it will be. And next 10 years I'm going to do that. So imagine what kind of data I would have. Like Jim Rohn said, if you go back in memory, even Warren Buffett says that he actually goes back in time. The whole idea is that people, if they don't repeat their mistakes, that's what they say, then you will always be a winner. And the one way to not make mistakes is to have data right behind you, because our memory doesn't serve us. Jim Rohn says our memory fails us at the right time. And therefore, if you are backed by data, chances are that you will never go wrong in advising investors. As long as the investors are happy, they'll continue to come here and fund the companies that are on the platform. Then only your platform becomes number 1 in the country. If investors come, It's not the startups who make the platform wonderful, it's the investors. So protection of interest of the investors, their money is prime in my mind, and I believe that data science is not only going to help reducing the risk, it's also going to predict which companies we can put money on. I can show you some more beautiful things. Decompressed views. If you click on that, you will see quarter-wise stuff. You can go to a particular quarter, click on that, and you will see month-wise. And you can go to every month and you can say which vertical were involved, what were the highest one. Let's say I want to go to tech vertical and click. I will come to know which are the major players. Dhruva, Play Sifu, Orai, Boat, Miko. If I go to EdTech, I will see that vertical. Byju's, Upgrade, Lead School, Enable, Crezo Fund, so on and so forth. In C-commerce, at that time in the April month, there was a lot of money going to ShareChat, Misho, Gupshup, and LineChat. You can do this with every year, every quarter, and everything. The most interesting thing is you can actually know. For example, yesterday I was doing a waste tech technology guy who is developing something on waste tech, and he didn't know that waste tech. What are the even investors in waste tech? So what I did was that waste tech is actually not here. Clean tech is one of the areas. So I told him, these are Canadian province, New Brunswick, and clean technology. They put in Solovia Labs, Davik Earth, Clarico. He had no idea these are the kind of investors. You go to Feb month, there is 2-3 investments here. There is one more, but this is a rare thing, right? If you go to, let's say, agri-tech, then you start looking at the data, month on month, DHAT, Ergos, and who gave them money, Process Ventures. We will have data right at our fingertips for a particular area, and once we triage them and give it in a view in our own platform, because right now it exists on our own platform, as you know. The only thing is that I've not enabled it because it's still in experimental data. Tomorrow this will be available as a TrueCon AI right on the portal of subscription. You can go into this data, look for yourself, just pay the subscription fee, and hunt those ventures or venture capitalists or the companies on your own. You don't have to talk to us. That is the level of automation. And because of your sector and certain questions that you will answer, which will be nothing but triaging of your sector, your ticket size and all that, and in the same area and ticket size, it will match the investors for you. If you want more idea on that, obviously we are there to help you on that one. So that's the level of efficiency we are going to bring tomorrow into this, AI matters. And I wanted to show this because this is the level of detailing we will go. And that's how artificial intelligence matters to me most. And I have done this in my previous avatar, and I believe I will be able to pull it off here as well. So what is the roadmap? Roadmap is to predict unicorn. That is my game. If I can, out of 7.5 years, if I can predict in the second and the third year a unicorn, you know what will happen. If you put, let's say, 1 crore, it will become 1,000 crore. It's possible it will become 100 crore, depending upon how much you bought the stake, between 4% and 40%. That's the level of money multiplication that will happen. What this TrueCon AI is going to do, some people ask me, what exactly will be my deliverable? Well, this is what it will be. It will tell you about the exits in that area. It will talk about the various pivoting scenarios that similar companies have done, because you don't get everything right in the beginning. What happens is that you over a period of time, pivoting scenario, well, Mr. Bharat Mittal is telling me 3% will not work for him. Well, Mr. Bharat Mittal, I mean, it may not work for you, but it might work for others, I would imagine. That's all right. But let me just complete the discussion. We'll speak over you, on this call. Then we will talk about, through the AI tool, the trending sectors, and we can talk about benchmark with similar startups. So let's say when a company comes, and if you want to give confidence to the investor, you benchmark it in its initial stages with some more companies in the similar area which became unicorns. And that, if you are able to do that, which most people miss out because they don't put themselves into the shoes of the investors and they don't give that. This quadrilateral is going to give that. We can have 3-4 pivoting scenarios. We can have a worst case, good case, and a bad case, as I said, I mean, in the beginning as well, and the trendings of those. and potential exits. If they were in that area, certainly a lot of exits which became potential unicorns, then the chances are that these guys will also make it, assuming that their energy, will, skill, etc. is there. So what's the benefits for the investors? Obviously, it's the prediction, very important. And then even if we can't predict, we will be fairly good in actually reducing the risk. I believe that today 1 out of 10 becomes profitable. My belief is that if we do this well, we should help it increase by 300%. 3 out of 10 will be profitable on our platform. And our data will come in another 3 or 4 years when the exits happen. So this is our competitive advantage. We are first to do a marketplace. Probably there may be others, they are doing it differently, but I haven't known anybody who does it like this, the way we do, with total transparency, including the calls and all that. We list once, that's free of cost. You stay there, somebody picks you up, you get an investor. You don't have to pay anything for that. The brand that we are after will ensure that this is a top brand, quality is topmost, the DNA of the company, whatever I've taught will remain like this. People are groomed to deliver the goods here. We will triage, we will match, and we will predict, unicorns for you. Today, there's a lot of interest from Startup India. NASSCOM is talking to for a joint event. I was in the board. I was in the startup forum as an investor in OP Jindal, and a lot of requests have come for participations in university and colleges. I'm training my team to be there. Replicate myself as represent me on the forums. We have a 5-year plan. We want to target, at least 500. We are looking at $1 billion. This is not till 2027, which is 5 years from today. We are looking at $1 billion market cap. I'm seeking $1 million for 10% equity. The proceed of the funds will go into development of AI, which is the maximum for us, because we want to be very good on that. We don't want to create a substandard product. We want to train it so well that it does its job, predicting unicorn as well as reducing the risk. That's our key and only differentiator that we will have going forward in time. The rest of the money is going to be on marketing, because we have been traditionally very weak on marketing. That I will accept. I even today don't spend too much. I am having an organic growth and I want to be like that. But we have to at some point, this is the panel that we have. Hiru Chandwani, he is energy and utilities vertical head for all these that comes to us. He has his own company. Cherukuru Sridharan, he has an aviation company. If you meet him, you will be surprised how knowledgeable he is on all the sectors. Prince Panikkar is in the UK. He is a health tech expert, actually a scientist in the oncology department, and he has joined me. I had a very good meet a few days back with him. Rajiv Ranjan, he has around 400 farmers on his portal. He's our agri-tech vertical expert. I myself take care of tech because I've been spending all my time in the tech business, all this digital and cloud. Fintech is also where I am, as you know, because of the nature of the job that I'm inclined with. Biki has joined us. He is going to take care of fintech and vertical. Is one of the top consulting guys in our country, actually. Nitin Agrawal, he runs his own company. He's also an expert, which I turned my attention to on a co-living, co-working, real estate requirement. Mr. MP Singh is a retired general manager, purchase, iron and steel and commodities. He's very good on those areas, especially also on the areas of finance and all that. And he's helping me with a lot of contracts and all that. So guys, this is it. I'm open to questions.